Hello, today I want to talk about 528 Hertz and the potential benefits of this frequency. Now, if you're not sure what a Hertz is, it is a measurement of frequency, and a perfect example of this would be if we were to pluck a string on a guitar, and then we would be able to see how many times it moves per second. Now, obviously, to the human eye, that's a little bit hard to measure, but thanks to, the realm of science, it's quite easy to measure for that modality. And so when I say 528 Hertz, it would be oscillating or moving, should I say, the instrument or the matter. 528 Hertz is 528 cycles per second. So, yes, moving on from that. So, I have talked about in previous vlogs about solfeggio tunings, and 528 Hertz is one of those solfeggio tunings. I've left a link in the description box below for the previous vlog that I talked about a Hertz. That one was 432 Hertz, not part of the solfeggio tunings, but still a very magical tuning. And I've also left a link to a solfeggio tuning vlog that I did a while ago as well. Now, solfeggio tunings go by the method of what some would call vortex maths. And what that is, again, just in case if you have not come across anything about solfeggio tunings and vortex maths before, it's looking at a number, and if it's a large number, then reducing it down to a single digit. And if it was, say, 528 Hertz, what you'd be doing is you'd be going 5 plus 2 plus 8. Now that comes to the number 15, and you want to reduce it down again because you want to get it to a single digit number. So 1 plus 5 is a 6. And the solfeggio tunings, they all either come to a 3, 6, or a 9. And the reasons for that is not something I'm going to go into any further in this vlog. You can find out more, I'm sure, somewhere else in the interwebs, or you can request for me to do a vlog on that in the future. So with the solfeggio tunings, many of them can be associated with certain energy points within the body. Now, the 528 Hertz is often associated with this area here. So this is like the breast area, and below the breast area and in the center, below the ribs actually, is this sort of area here. Some may call it the solar plexus. Also, you think about the color yellow is associated with that as well. And so with the 528 Hertz, it's also sometimes called the love frequency, even though the love frequency and the word love is often associated with the heart, which is obviously an energy center just above the solar plexus. But nevertheless, it's often called the love frequency because it also can create in the light spectrum a rainbow. I'm not going to go too much into that. That's something that Robbie does discuss, and you can learn more about things like that if you want to join us for a sound healing course that Robbie runs. So reach out to me if you want some more information on that. I'll also leave a link to his website as well. Now, it is very likely that also the Hertz of 528 is associated with nearly every living thing. Now, every living thing, I'm sort of more talking about things like plants and animals, probably not so much something like inanimate objects like a door. But yes, living thing is, as I was saying, something like plants, animals, humans as well. Now, for 528 Hertz, and when you are using it in the purposes of healing and assisting healing, it's often used in the sense of health and longevity. It can also help lift your heart space, again coming back to that love frequency I was talking about before, and it can also help promote compassion and understanding. It can also be good for quality of sleep and longevity of sleep. Also can be good for emotions around jealousy, and it can also be good with particular diseases as well. Now, with the 528 hertz and it often being associated with the solar plexus center, that is also where some say that a lot of the DNA activation can occur within the human body and beyond the human body. So also thinking about what some may associate the solar plexus with, there's a few things, and that obviously being power, that is one of your power centers. So you think about things like self-confidence, self-esteem. It can also be associated with transformation and creating miracles. Because obviously when you're going and stepping into your power of what your imprint is that you're here to do, you're going to probably transform yourself in certain ways, whether you knowingly do that or that just is a effect of the patterns that you are de-raveling or trying to sew and all of that sort of stuff. That just happens, and then so-called miracles can obviously happen from that as well. Yeah, I could go more into that, but now I just want to talk a little bit about the science. When I was doing a bit of digging around a few years ago, I was actually looking for some science on 432 hertz, but I did come across this study in 2017 from Iran, and it was actually talking about 528 hertz. And they were finding that when you were playing 528 hertz tuned music at 80 decibels, now decibels is the measurement of the volume of the sound. So it was 80 decibels. So it's like, it's loud, but it's not really overpowering. You probably still be able to have a conversation with someone while you're having that music playing. So listening to that for a certain time frame, they found that it was actually reducing the toxic effects that ethanol usually would have on the body. And basically that was just sort of looking at human consuming alcohol and what would happen if they played music tuned to a particular frequency and what sort of effect that would have. And what they did find is that it actually increased the cell virility within the body, this frequency, even though they were consuming alcohol, and also decreased the cell death that usually occurs when you are consuming alcohol, and obviously following on from consuming alcohol as well, that can be an effect. So again, also it found that it increased the DNA's ability to repair itself. So back to that DNA space. And when you start looking at studies like this, I guess it can start to lead you into a path of questioning, well, okay, obviously alcohol generally isn't actually really a good thing. But what are some ways in which we can use sound to help minimize the detrimental effects that are often experienced by the human when consuming alcohol? So imagine if all these pubs and clubs and bars and things like that and festivals and concerts, they changed their frequency of the music. What sort of effects could that actually have on the human? Because from what a lot of the science has sort of shown, when music is played at 440 hertz, which is kind of pretty much the standard pitch these days, I won't get into the reasons why, and then comparing it to other frequencies, other tunings like 432 hertz or 444 hertz, which is only slightly below or slightly above 440 hertz, so it's not going to dramatically change the sound in which the music is producing, and how that can actually amplify effects within the body, and usually in an expansive way, which I guess some might say is the good thing, and can cause less detrimental effects to the mind, body, emotional space. Now, I have also heard some stories about how people will use 528 hertz to actually clean water, which seems absolutely mind-blowing. I'll let you do your own research into that. And there has been a story that had come out about how someone was able to actually help clean up the 2010 BP oil spill on the water by playing this frequency. Again, another mind-blowing, like, what? Why are we not using sound technology as a way to assist environmental detriments that the human tends to create on the earth? So yes, it's a very interesting frequency. It's definitely increasing in people's interest, more so in the last couple of years, whereas for quite a while a lot of this sort of talk, I guess, and science and philosophy was focusing a lot on 432 hertz, and now some of these other magical tunings are now coming to the light. 528 hertz has by no mistake become more popular in the last couple of years, as we have probably seen within our communities and maybe at large, particular power plays that have been very apparent and a lot less, how would I say, subliminal. And so with that, that's obviously can be activating and triggering DNA and power play responses within our mind, body, and emotions of our own personal experiences and beings. So yes, there's a lot more I could discuss about 528 hertz. If you want to learn more, then reach out and we can let you know when the next sound healing course is going to be on. And if you want to also book in for a sound journey with me, again, reach out and we can arrange something that, even if you don't live locally, we can arrange through this brilliant use of external technology. I can also do something like a video call. It's no issue. And I also, if you do live locally being Brisbane and in the land of Oamaru, otherwise known by most people as Australia, I also do run some women's sound immersions, which is really lovely. So at the moment I'm doing it about once a month. So reach out again if you want to learn some more. I'm going to play a little bit of 528 hertz with a good old Canadian hucky puck and one of my solfeggio tuning forks, 528 hertz, and we'll finish it off there.